Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. If you're struggling with mixing your beats and they're not as clear and loud as you want them to be, and once you get inside the car to test out the beat to see how it sounds, the beat is just not as clear and as loud as you want it to be, and it doesn't sound nearly the same as it did when you're working on it inside your DAW, then this is definitely the video for you. I'm by no means an audio engineering expert, but I have been making beats for 9 years. So these are just some techniques that I've gathered throughout my time making hip hop beats and, trying to perfect my mix. So let's get right into the video. All right, guys, we're going to be going over 3 major steps: your gain staging and EQing, your instrument channel settings, which is, your harmonies and your melodies, all your instruments and VSTs. And number 3 is your master channel settings. So let's get right into it. All right, so gain staging is really just turning up and down the volumes on every track that you have on your beat. Just making sure that nothing is too loud, nothing's too quiet. Let me play a 8-bar section here so I can show you guys a real good example. Alright, so in order to start your gain staging, you would need to start first with the instruments. So I like to solo all the instruments first. Solo all the instruments first. What you want to do to start your gain staging is find whatever your main instrument is, whatever's keeping the main harmony or the main background melody for your instruments, or what if you have a loop, the main instrument for your loop. You want to solo that first. Always solo the first main instrument. You want to start with the volume knob at the bottom and just move it up until it sounds comfortable in your ear. And it's not too loud, it's not too quiet, and you want to be moving each instrument knob up very slowly to find the correct volume that it should be at. So it's not too loud, it's not too quiet, doesn't hurt your ears or anything like that. I already found these volumes that sound nice. And another real important mixing tip is with instruments that have a higher pitch sound, it's a lot easier to hear them, so you don't need to turn it up as much. So this instrument is a higher pitched instrument. It's not even all the way up at 0. It's below 0, I have it. And this is a high pitched instrument as well. So you just want to keep on adding in your instruments here, unmuting them, and starting from the bottom and going all the way up to see, a correct volume where you think it should be placed at. I'll do this one just to show you guys. So I started from the bottom here. And now you're starting to hear that. So it sounds good right there. I can hear it, it's not overpowering it. Comes in nice and clear. And then I believe I have this flute here too. So that's at negative 4.4 dB, it says right here in this left corner. So you can start with this one. I'll show you guys how I did this one too, just start from the bottom, move it up until you can hear the instrument well. It's not overpowering everything. Nice and clear. Now you can really hear the flute coming in. And what's also important too while you're gain staging is to pan your instruments. So you see here how in FL Studios, this little circle here, you can move it to the right or to the left to pan it to a certain percentage. This instrument is panned 7% to the right. This one is 30% to the left, I put it. The flute is 25% to the right. So I put that because I really want that to stand out in the melody. I really want that to be, very obvious to hear and give that its own little space. So that's important too. So I believe that's all the instruments here. There's 4 instrument tracks, and they're all playing right now. So that's pretty much how you gain stage your instruments. You always kind of want your instrument volume to be somewhat in this middle range, almost to the middle. Not all the way in the middle, but almost is exactly kind of where you want it. Where I found that sounds good. Now you want to start gain staging your drums. Once you gain stage your instruments with all the volumes, you mute all your drums. Once you have all your drums muted, you start adding in every piece of your drums. You start with the hi-hats. I like to start with the hi-hats and the clap. So I've already gain staged these. I started from the bottom, I went all the way up, or not all the way up, excuse me, I went up a little bit, until it sounded comfortable in my ear. It always is horrible when you have your hi-hats too loud or your claps way too loud. That always stands out in people's beats if they haven't mixed their beat correctly or gain staged it at all. So you start with each individual drum track, moving them up, see which sounds comfortable. This is the open hat. I have that panned as well, 16% to the left. Another open hat I have here. I gain staged those. I just made it the same exact volume so it matches well. This is panned 20% to the right, and you have your 808. Your 808, your clap, and your kick, I would say should always be the loudest 3 instrument tracks in your mixer, on your mixer channel, especially for hip hop and trap music. So that's my 808, kick, and it's perfectly okay for your 808 and your kick to both be in the red, especially when nowadays a lot of music is played on cell phones, on the iPhone speakers, so you really want your 808 and your kick to stand out when people are listening to your beats. That really makes a difference. Alright, so we just went over gain staging your instruments and your drums, and making sure all the volumes are not too high, nothing's too low, everything's right on point. Now we're going to get to EQing, the second part of the first step. In order to start off your EQing, you want to select all of your instrument tracks, and the way you do that, I'm using Mac. On Windows, I believe it's Control and Shift and click, but on Mac, it's Command, Shift, and click. And you want to select all of your instrument tracks. Once you have them all selected, you right-click an empty channel, and you go to Route to this track only. You click that. I'm not going to do it because I already have it done here. So I've selected this channel, and now we're going to get to the EQ settings of for all your instruments, and this is a standard template that I've developed through the years of me making beats. But so obviously you have a Fruity EQ2, you want to throw that on, and I took out some of the low end here so you can grab. So it starts off like this, starts off like that, and you can just grab and take out some of the low end, and I also took some of the super high ends out too. So I made it kind of nice and crisp, and you want that low end to be taken out because now there's more room in the spectrum of your mix for the bass to come through, for your 808 to hit and your kick to hit, so it doesn't sound muddy. They're not, those frequencies aren't battling for each other. This is really important when you're making hip hop beats. So took some low end out, took the extreme highs out too. Nothing's really enhancer, and what this does, it allows all the instruments to sound like it's spread it out, and that there's room for vocals. So it sounds, not as condensed and a lot of stuff going on. It sounds more spread it out. It sounds more clear. So you want to throw on a fruity stereo enhancer as well. Pretty sure this is just a default setting. I did some quick edits to the default setting, but you all can pause the video and see exactly how I have it set up here. And then I throw on a fruity stereo shaper. And this really just brings everything together. It just shapes the mix together, and you all can pause the video to see exactly how these settings are set up as well. Just default settings that I use for pretty much all my beats. And pause that, take a look at that. What else is on here is the fruity soft clipper. I just threw that on there to, give it that soft clip sound in the instruments. I feel like a lot of hip hop and trap beats have a lot of that going on lately. So that is the channel settings for your instrument tracks and your melodies to make it sound clear and nice. Now we're on step number 3, which is your master channel settings. So you have a fruity EQ2, of course, on here, and I have a low end cut right here, just taking out the extreme lows, and then I have an EQ cut right here on the high end, taking out all the real extreme high sounds, so nothing's really battling for those frequencies. And then we have another fruity EQ, just lifting up the high shelf, band number 7, lifting up the high shelf about 9.6 decibels. This is really just going to lift up, the nice catchy high hat sounds, the nice catchy high pitched clap sounds that you might have in your beat. It really just makes it sound more crisp. So you all can pause the video to see how I have that set up there. And I have another fruity EQ2 as well, just to take out this low end area at around 127 hertz. I pushed it down 0.9 decibels, so nothing's clashing within that area. And I also use this fruity EQ2 to look at the frequencies to make sure that my instrumental, my beat, is hitting it at all the frequencies, but it's not too jumbled inside one. You want to make sure that these lines are lighting up and pretty much in all the frequencies, so your beat sounds nice and full. Then this is really important here. This is your fruity multi-band compressor. So you don't want to turn this on until you fully gain stage everything. And then you can have these other settings right here, these 3 EQs. Delete that, that's just a notebook. You can have these 3 EQ settings already on, but don't turn this, or don't put your fruity multi-band compressor on the bottom until you have everything gain staged. And then you want to turn it on, because it's really gonna act as your limiter. So in other words, that's why I said it's okay for your 808 and your kick to be in the red and to be clicking, because you see here how my master is clipping right now. But once I turn this fruity multi-band compressor on with the limiter option on, it goes down. It goes down and it lets all the sounds come together and hit hard, but not overpowering it, so it doesn't sound distorted. So it sounds fire. And you all can pause this video here to check out these settings. I don't believe I did too much editing here within the default preset, but this is what I have going on here. You all can pause that and take a look at this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Gain staging, EQing, adding your instruments all to one track, and using these EQ settings that I found here that work really well, and then the master channel settings, and making sure that you gain stage everything before you turn this fruity multi-band compressor on. All right, I was just playing a little preview of that beat the whole time. I'll play the beat for you guys to listen to.
Greatest, you don't ever miss.
Shout out to you guys who made it to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, and you guys just had to watch and finish my video. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'll be posting a lot more content, a lot of more tutorial stuff on this YouTube channel. If you guys have anything, specific requests that you want to learn about, please leave it in the comments. I'll definitely make a video on that topic for you. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel already, or liked the video, please do so. I really do appreciate it. Alrighty, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Peace.